Welcome to That's Good Broncos. I am Brandon Perna, and I hate to point fingers, but I think your intros this week cursed the Broncos.
But I'm thinking about Sunday, and That's Good Broncos. Works every time.
Damn it, Dan. It did not work this time.
Broncos country, check. Von Miller jersey, check. Super Bowl 50 ring, check. Peyton Manning socks, check. And finally, a Raiders game that we can all look forward to.
Oh, you forgot one very important piece. The Denver Broncos bulge-enhancing underwear.
It's the first time I get to see a Broncos game live in over 3 weeks with my mom. And that's good, Broncos!
I'm sorry, Jack, but your mother is bad luck.
Let's go, Broncos!
Woo! That's just too dang cute. It's too cute!
And we're here on the Raider train trying not to get stabbed, so let's go, Broncos!
And Tim, I just hope you're still alive.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm Brandon Perna, and you're watching That's Good Broncos.
Oh, actually, that one's perfect. It represents what happened with the Broncos. They had a plan heading into Oakland. They stared those nasty dogs right in the eyes, and as soon as that first whistle blew, the Raiders jumped and bit the Broncos right in the fucking face. Today, we're going to do things different. I mean, do we really need to...
I'm Matt LeBlanc. Take a look at my new CBS comedy, Man with a Plan.
Fuck you, Matt LeBlanc! Fuck every time you get me! Ah, where were you during the game, LeBlanc? We needed you so bad. I don't give a fuck if it aired on NBC. We needed you, LeBlanc. That's Good Broncos. It took some digging, and no, I'm not talking about my very profitable grave-robbing side job. I'm talking about Denver Broncos research. I have figured out why the Broncos offense is struggling, and it has to do with coaching. Let's take a look in the Broncos coaching booth. No, not Wade Phillips. It could be argued that it's Rick Dennison. No, freeze frame. Freeze it right there. How the fuck did Josh McDaniels sneak back into the coaching booth? That guy looks just like Josh McDaniels. If it's not Josh McDaniels, I will get a colonoscopy and air the whole thing on That's Good Broncos. Then, we have Broncos fans holding Stay in Oakland signs in the crowd. You guys just cursed the team you love. And you have to love the Broncos to wear those colors in that stadium. I guess they're not any worse than this indifferent Raiders fan. Stay in Oakland, I guess. I don't care. I spent my kids' food money on these sick-ass seats. And now, I feel too guilty to enjoy the experience. Go Raiders. I also want to address the elephant in the room. Raiders punter Marquette King. There's something distinctly different about him compared to all other punters in the NFL. I hate to even go there, but he's so much better at celebrating than the rest of them. After pinning the Broncos on the go fuck yourself yard line twice, he rode the bull, or pony, a la Happy Gilmore, and followed that with remember to examine your breasts for breast cancer awareness celebration, approved by Roger Goodell. How do other NFL punters celebrate? With golf swings and cautious raising of arms? King is king of punter confidence. Speaking of kickers, one Denver Bronco played perfect football Sunday night. Brandon McManus nailed a 55-yard gooch-stimulating field goal twice after not being iced by Jack Del Rio, and a 44-yard goocher in the second half. For all of you Simeon haters, I have found the Broncos' new quarterback, and he can be got this week. He's either Australian or a Kiwi. I can never tell, maybe English, but the dude is accurate. He's so accurate, his skill transcends sports. Kubiak, check him out. He's at StraussJai on Twitter, and he is crushing touchdown three-pointers all fucking day.
You're watching That's Good Broncos.
Normal QBs will get you 6. This guy will get you 9. Every time. Right, Dan?
Works every time.
There are a lot of reasons the Broncos lost the game to the Raiders. Penalties, no running game, the inability to stop the Raiders' rushing attack, poor offensive line play, terrible field position, time of possession. It's a long list, but the One thing the Raiders did that made a big difference was in making 3 highlight-worthy receptions that the Broncos' skill players did not match. You had Jalen Richard forcing me to ask, how the hell did he catch that? Then it was Andre Holmes forcing me to ask, how the fuck did he catch that? And finally, it was Michael Crabtree making me ask, which football god did Raiders owner Mark Davis make love to? And how can we find a superior football god to, at the very least, give a reach around for a little more luck on the field? The answer may be in hell, where Al Davis is clearly burning and clearly giving Bill Belichick a run for his money. The biggest difference between Al Davis and Bill Belichick is, of course, Bill's ability to exist in 2 places at once, hell and earth, whereas Davis is only allowed to be on Earth living within the particles of Mark Davis's haircut. Let's also debunk a myth. Everything is Trevor Siemian's fault. On Denver's second series, Virgil Green dropped this pass that hit him in the breadbasket on 3rd and 12. That could have easily kept that second drive alive. Would this one play change the game? Probably not, but the skill players have to execute, especially with a young QB and especially when the offensive opportunities are limited every game. Let's also take a quick peek at the Broncos' first half touchdown drive. First, Siemian completes this pass to Demaryius Thomas with pressure in his face. Sure, that pass was a prayer, living on a prayer, but he made it with a free blitzer who blasted him. He followed that with a deep touchdown pass to Jordan Norwood, also with Khalil Mack in his face because there's no reason for Mack to believe the Broncos are going to run there. And Siemian played through a very serious injury, lockjaw. His jaw was locked open all game. Anything could have entered his mouth at any point, causing him to choke or enjoy what went in there. Probably the one that's not good. It's hard to win with lockjaw, and when you can't run on 3rd and 1, so you pass to Demaryius Thomas, who drops a pass he should catch, or when you hit Emmanuel Sanders deep and he drops a catch he makes 9 out of 10 times. But go ahead, let's bring in Paxton Lynch to fix all of these problems. The Broncos MVP this week is Corey Nelson. He's the one pass defender who didn't get called for pass interference when he just fucking pushed Jalen Richard to the ground. And shouldn't his name be Richard?
Jalen Richard.
Did he just Joe Dirt his name?
Joe Dirte?
Don't try and church it up, son. Don't you mean Joe Dirt?
I think it's Richard, man. On that same drive, Crabtree's necklace popped out. Is it important to wear a gold necklace while playing NFL football? Can we zoom in on that? Yep, just as I suspected. Carnelian crystal used to repair the aura and ward off negative energy in defenders. That's a form of cheating. Michael Crabtree is a deeply spiritual and religious man. His name Crabtree is as old as religion itself, with its lineage dating back to that one time Adam and Eve fucked under the tree that created the world's first STD, the Crabtree. The saddest part of the game was not the loss for the Broncos, but seeing how much NWA has aged. Jesus, they look old. But it's cool they still let Eminem hang out with them. I will address the reffing. Denver is getting killed with penalties, and I do believe most of it is their own fault. Were the 3 PI calls on the same series a bit excessive against the Broncos? Yes, but 2 of the 3 were the right call. What's hard to watch are plays like this, where there's clear holding on Von Miller. Raiders were in a 3rd and 1 situation. Ward had Murray dead to rights, but he misses. Von Miller, meanwhile, is getting held blatantly, which impedes him from making the tackle, which keeps that drive alive, which allows Marquette King to pin the Denver Broncos on the let's just give the fuck up yard line. Did anyone else notice Jack Del Rio's purple-looking fingertips? Either he has some serious blood circulation problems, it's freezing in Oakland, or he's been finger blasting Waluigi before the games. Other acceptable answers would be finger blasting Grimace, the Purple Teletubby, and Vikings fans. I do want to thank NBC for answering the one question nobody watching football in the history of watching football ever fucking asked once.
What degree angle does the pass rusher bend to when rushing the edge?
Not even the School of Mines or MIT students would wonder that. The good news is, As bad as the Broncos played, they still had a chance to win this game. There's a lot for them to fix, and if they fix half of their problems, they may have a chance late in the season to be contenders. But the defense is now seriously banged up. But let's remember that 2 years ago, also an election year, the Broncos vs. Raiders game gave us two very important things. The rise of C.J. Bash Anderson and the nickname Emmanuel Sanders. Fuck, you might as well just call it the Star-Spangled Manning. That's when I knew. America represents the possibilities that can arise with good, honest, hard work. The Raiders reminded me of the Senate Democrats. Because they're about to give up 7, the results are in, and C.J. Anderson makes the play of the game with this one-handed catch, followed by 3 broken tackles and a bunch of crushed liberal spirits. The play went for 51 yards, knocked out the New England Cobwebs, and gave the Broncos a 13-10 lead. 32-yard touchdown pass down the right sideline to Emmanuel Sanders. That's right, Emmanuel Sanders. I gotta thank Josh Nava for messaging me that nickname for Sanders on my That's Good Broncos Facebook page. So go like my fucking Facebook page and pretend like I invented this nickname for Sanders. Congratulations to Jordan Norwood for catching his first touchdown as a Denver Bronco, and Kapri Bibbs for channeling his inner C.J. Andersonic and scoring this late 29-yard touchdown run to breathe a little life into the team before they were officially fucking choked out and suffocated. That's this week's episode of That's Good Broncos. Make sure you check out my full breakdown on what Denver needs to fix on my episode on the second channel, That's Good Broncos. Includes updates on Aqib, Talib, and Derek Wolfe's injuries. Go there now. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Broncos. Make sure you subscribe here. Please to God, subscribe and follow me on Twitter. It's a goddamn shame that I have almost 50,000 subscribers on YouTube and not even 10,000 Twitter followers. Do you know how insecure I am? I need that attention. Also, BSN Denver Sports for all of your Denver sports news needs, and the Mile High Report, the highest of all the reports to do your blogging Broncos needs.